Imagine this. You wake up one day and realize every desire you've ever had was never truly yours. The women you chased, the validation you craved, the status you believed would complete you, none of it came from within. They were illusions injected into your psyche, cultivated by systems that profit from your obedience. Friedrich Nietzsche warned us, the most common form of human stupidity is forgetting what one is trying to do. And most of us forget because we were never allowed to choose in the first place. What if your hunger was programmed, not by accident, but by design? Not just by corporations or governments, but by culture, media, even your own biology whispering scripts into your mind. Carl Jung called it the shadow, the unconscious forces that drive your behavior, while you convince yourself you're in control. And Nietzsche saw deeper still. In every real man, a child is hidden that wants to play. But what if that child was conditioned from birth, not to play, but to perform, not to connect, but to compete? You're living a life written by others. Every move, every goal, every longing shaped by external scripts. Love becomes performance, intimacy becomes transaction, and purpose becomes a race you never chose to run. You're not free, you're choreographed. The rhythm you follow isn't your own. It's the pulse of a machine that rewards conformity and punishes authenticity. Every craving becomes a leash. Every like, every swipe, every dollar spent, evidence of your programming, and someone always profits. Think about it. Who gains when you feel inadequate? Who wins when you keep chasing? You're stuck in a loop. Cognitive biases reinforcing illusions. Confirmation bias tells you you're right even when you're lost. Scarcity convinces you to settle for less. The halo effect makes you worship false idols. Viktor Frankl said, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." But most never do. Why? Because as Schopenhauer noted, most men will choose misery over uncertainty. Misery is familiar, safe, predictable. But the rebel, the sovereign, he refuses. He pauses. He questions every hunger, dissects every impulse. He realizes that much of what he thought he wanted was nothing more than borrowed desire. And when he burns the script, what remains is not emptiness, but sovereignty, a silence not of lack, but of power. Like Nietzsche's birch tree, he grows inward first, roots deep, then rises, strong, flexible, unmoved by storms or applause. He no longer performs, he creates. The irony: the cage was never locked, the bars were illusions. The key was always in your pocket. You were the prison guard all along. And here's the forbidden truth: you are not incomplete. You were whole before the world told you otherwise. The chase was always the lie. Jean-Paul Sartre said, "Hell is other people, but only if you let them define your heaven." The moment you stop seeking approval, you become the unshakable center. You no longer beg for love, you become it. You don't chase meaning, you shape it. Love, status, validation, these were never the answer. They were detours, distractions from the terrifying but beautiful freedom of self-ownership. And now the only question that matters: who will you become without your chains? Burn the script. Question the hunger. Step beyond the myth. Nietzsche's hammer strikes again. Become who you are, not a seeker, not a performer, but a sovereign, someone who sculpts meaning instead of asking permission, someone who no longer fears the silence within, but builds a home there. The cage is open. The only lock is your belief that you need one, and you don't. The revolution begins not with a protest, but with a choice, not to chase, not to beg, but to be. Now ask yourself, when the performance ends and the mask drops, who are you really? If this message shook something inside you, don't scroll. Like, subscribe, comment below. What chain are you ready to break? This isn't just content, it's a wake-up call. The algorithm won't set you free, but you might. Welcome to your awakening.